Good evening. My name is Mira, and today we will talk about one of the most successful electronics company in the world, Samsung company. We will try to discuss why it became so successful and their way to being number one in the world. My presentation is based on the article that was published in Harvard Business Review, and it's called How Samsung Became a Design Powerhouse, and it was written by Eugene Yu and Kai-Moon Kim. And let's focus on the agenda of my presentation. My presentation will start with a discussion of Samsung history. We will focus on the Samsung company 20 years ago. Then we will talk about design-focused culture and the way Samsung tried to change their strategy and their approach. We will also talk about Samsung's success and their success today. And also we will stop and take a look at the process of innovations generally and also in Samsung company. And in conclusion, we will discuss design thinking. It's one of the ways, one of the tools to become successful in our realities. Certainly, it's hard to imagine that Samsung company wasn't so successful 20 years ago. Actually, Samsung was providing inexpensive electronics. They were mainly copying and providing cheap versions of their competitors' electronics. And they focused on the speed, scale, reliability of work. And at that time, designers didn't have a lot of power. They were in the last stage of the process of innovations and they were only in charge of making the product look nice. And however, in 1996, the top manager of the company decided to stop this. He wanted to change the history of Samsung significantly. He wanted to make Samsung one of the best companies in the world. And after doing some research, he realized that companies should they should face toward the design-focused culture. He wanted something to be innovative. He wanted to develop in the company desire for development. And actually, he was successful because today Samsung has more than 1,600 designers in the company. Also, design is one of the main features of the Samsung. Design is an integral part of the company. And actually, Samsung even have special groups who identify trends in the location or among the special age group or even in the country or culture. And these identification groups include not only designers, but they also include engineers and even musicians because those people are able to identify trends and they are able to make changes according to those trends. But for Samsung, changing strategy was really hard because previously, before that, all of the processes in the company were efficiency focused. It was hard for the company to understand this strategy. It was hard for the top management to persuade other people in the company that this strategy is really needed. But probably the success of Samsung was based on the smart decision of making design corps. Those design corps were integrated in each sector in the company and they brought the new strategies, the new understanding of design thinking. So design thinking within this design corps was applied to the whole company, to every small corner of the production. And today, Samsung is really successful. For example, Samsung Electronics mobile phones are only phones who survived after the Apple revolutions with their iPhones. And also Samsung is taking leadership in TV market, and they regularly produce best-selling models for TVs. The reason why Samsung company is successful today is because 20 years ago, top manager made really smart decision. Instead of in investing in attracting some designers out of the company, he invested in in-house design process. What it means? Basically, he developed um, three different programs. First one is graduate level schools, second one is internship program, and third one is 2-year training for designers. And that worked perfectly because if he attracted some designers out of the company, probably they would focus on their own projects. But when you invest in your own designers, they work in the company and they try to keep the values of the company and act in the benefits for the company. And process of innovations is always hard because in order to uh, launch new product, designers have to receive support from managers, but it's not enough to receive only their support. They also have to propose this product, and this product has to be analyzed by different programmers, by different engineers, suppliers, and even team leaders. And this is a really great approach, and that's what makes really Samsung company successful because by different perspectives, they eliminate the risk and they pick the best and the right decision for the launch of product. To recapitulate, design thinking is what really made Samsung company successful. Uh, but certainly it's hard because in order to apply this, company should understand design process. It has to understand strategies, has to understand decision-making process, cultures, and even communications in the company. But it is possible. Of course, a lot of people uh, would not would like innovations, but they do not want to take responsibility for making it possible because it's hard. There are a lot of details. It's time taken and resource taken, but still, it's one of the ways to bring success for the company and for the whole world. Thank you for your attention.